he's been duplicated, same loneliest wood on the earth since of its remotely position, but the Sitka elegant might present thing rather deep on the age in that we dwell. The wood, located on Campbell Isle in the Southern Sea, accounting records in its timber a precise radiation track of the one bomb tests of the 1950s and 60s. As such it could be the Gold Peak scientists are searching to determine the begin of the Anthropocene era, a new period sector in our geologic story of land. The proposal is how everything is undertaken as the Gold Peak. It should represent the as-called large accelerate while humane impacts on the Earth abruptly strengthened and became world in degree. Chris Turney, of the College of New Southward Wales, Australia, an associate, say the Sitka elegant captures the changing elegantly in the chemical of its increase rings. Same issue in any northern brain hemisphere accounting records is how they substantially represent wherever largest main humane operation has happened. But the Yuletide wood accounting records the distant reaching environment of how operation and we can't believe of everywhere more than remotely rather than the Southern Sea. Searching for Anthropocene Gold Peak instance is done for Anthropocene era humans assist prepare up inorganic generosity the elegant really very be on Campbell Isle, that is several 600 km of the southern tip of New Zealand. Its nature aerial is found at northern silent latitudes, but a solitary wood was located on the subantarctic isle about 1905, perhaps as the begin of an designed estate. The following near wood is on the Auckland Islands on 200 km to the north. Professor Turney and associate drilled a penalty mandrel in the elegant, that has broad, dramatically outlined increase rings, and discussed the timber's chemical. They found a big jump in the sum of carbon sequestration 14 in a portion of a circle presenting the last part of 1965. The spike in the radiation shape of the item is an unequivocal sign of the air nuke tests how occurred position war. The radioactive isotope would include been turned on in the wood as carbon sequestration dioxide via photosynthetic. Company author Mark Olive, of College School London, UK, says the day comes fair following the ban on air nuke test, 1963, but describes how time while the radioactive fallout of early detonations had really lost world and though inveigled himself in the biospheric of the Earth. If you wish to present the Anthropocene in the begin of the large accelerate later the is the ultimate recording to determine it. And which's very pleasant is how we put a wood wherever it really be that has later taking into account us the nice recording of which we've made to the Earth. The World Geologic Society is now evaluating how to upgrade the formal time scale of land story, the renowned chronostratigraphic diagram displayed in all scientific textbooks. The work team loaded in guideline the debate newly signed how the present era, the as-called Holocene, that has pertained for the recent 11,700 year, could no much longer restrain the vast changes take location on land as a outcome of humane operation. The Payne told the searching should now be step up to discover a appropriate token to determine the commencement of the offered Anthropocene era. Formally called to as a World Border Stratotype Chapter and Spot, GSSP, the token is more than usually named a Gold Peak. For the begin of the Holocene, the GSSP is a chapter ice drilled of the Greenland ice leaf. Its hydrogen gas chemical accounting records and growth in heating as we found it of the recent ice year. For the renowned chalk Paleogene, KPG, border 66 millionth year while the asteroidal affected, wiping out the dinosaurs, the peak is an denudation of fate in Tunisia how contains a powerful track of the item iridium how was brought by the affecting area subject. Which will be key for any gold peak selected to present the Holocene-Anthropocene border is how it is length lasting, how geologists a millionth year of now will be capable to spot a thing and tell, down there. How's the begin of the Anthropocene era? Radiocarbon persists in quantifiable amounts on the procedure of 50,000 to 60,000 year. Following how, some isotope related in the bombshell tests such as plutonium would yet be down there in the nature environmental, preservation the alarm, explainable Professor Turney. We include archive of the elegant timber gathered at the College of New Southward Wales in Sydney and at Invercargill in New Zealand at the Museum and Art Balcony, so human beings can go and trip and put their thumb on the factual time we're offering the Anthropocene began.